Um, Hi, my name is Sipelele, and this is my security operations lab. So, I've been working on this lab for quite a while now. No, well, not quite a while, it's just only a few days, but it's just a cybersecurity home lab that I've been planning to do for a while now, but I've decided to commit some time and finally get it done. So, let me just describe the whole lab in like a few words. So this lab consists of tools like Nessus, Wazuh, and I will be using a Linux VM and a Windows Server VM. So the Linux VM is gonna host the tools that I mentioned right now, and the Windows Server is gonna be the attack machine, the client/client machine. So yeah, let's get to it. So first, what you see, sure you guys know it's vulnerability scanner. Um, it's a popular vulnerability scanner. I may say that's why I picked it. So there are other vulnerability scanners that are good uh, and reliable, but I chose this one because it's basically free for like 30 days and it's not a hassle to configure. So yeah, so hopefully next time I'll use stuff like Sentinel and Splunk and all that. Actually, I do have a project on Splunk. You can just check that out on my GitHub under project. So yeah, so after configuring Nessus licenses, keys, activation keys, and all that, you will need an activation code. You will need to sign up using an email. So that's not too much of a hassle. But yeah, firstly, I ran a scan to discover all the hosts. So as you can see, all the IP addresses under my network. Um, so the next scan is where the good stuff is. So this is the IP address of the Windows Server that is running here, Windows Server, and this is the IP address. And this are all the vulnerabilities. I actually ran the scan today in the AMs around 3 a.m. and it took a while. It took a while because the settings. If you want to configure your settings, you can configure them all here. So just made some specifics so you can pick out the vulnerabilities I want it to pick out rather. So the first three are the ones I'm gonna focus on. The rest are just information. So let's get into the first one. So under here we have four that are very critical. Four, not critical. There's two critical and two high. So this is the severity, the red, critical, high. Then this is just the score of the vulnerability. In cybersecurity, we use a CVSS score, a common vulnerability score, and it's from 0 to 10. So 10 is very high. It's actually the last number. So it's 10. It's a vulnerability that needs to be addressed ASAP by the organization. So if we can go into this one, the KB506526, it's a Windows 11 version 2.24H2 Windows Server 2025 security update. That's the date, and it's just like the description of the vulnerability, and it shows you and it explains the vulnerability, and there's usually a tab for remediations, but we all know, okay, I'm assuming we know that um, when it's like this, it's a hotfix released by Microsoft. Oh, there is a solution. Apply security update. Yeah. So there is an option for you to remediate, or let me say, it shows you how to remediate the vulnerability. Yeah. So these are all vulnerabilities captured by Nessus. So there's quite a lot because initially I did make the system vulnerable for this specific project. So yeah, the next thing is Wazuh. Wazuh is a theme tool. It's not a popular theme tool used by industries, especially in South Africa, but it is unbecoming. It is being adopted quite rapidly. So that's why I chose it. So after configuring it on my Linux server, let me just clear everything here. And as you can see, my file configurations, my directories, the attack scripts are going to be under this directory, configs, Nessus, I'm running it under this directory, the report, screenshot, and Wazuh. So I chose to run Wazuh using Docker. Let me just show you that it is running. Let me just enter the credentials. Oh man, that's the wrong credential. So yeah, as you can see, Wazuh dashboard, the Wazuh manager, and the Wazuh indexer all running on Docker. Then the Nessus, I just ran it locally, which let me just see what it's gonna show here. Oh, I forgot I need to cd into the directory in order for me to run that command. So if we go into cd single node, then let's do an ls and see what's inside. So yeah, this is the docker compose file I used. So Docker uses this file to run Wazuh. I took this from the Wazuh documentation on the official website. So now we can run that command. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong, guys. I missed the P. Sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, it's basically the same thing. All the processes are up and running, healthy. So yeah, let's clear this and move on from here. Yeah, so back to Wazuh, I actually added the Windows Server, as you can see, as an agent. So when you initially starting Wazuh, this is what you're gonna see. This is just like the okay, my session ended. Let me just refresh. Let me just refresh, accept, confirm. I preferred using Docker because it was quite a simple configuration. It didn't require that much configs rather than doing it locally rather. I did try locally and I faced some issues, but that's okay as long as we have it running using Wazuh. You just choose the easier and feasible way. So yeah, that's why I use Docker to run this. It's quite a resource intensive tool, but yeah. So this is like the default dash you're gonna see when initially setting up Wazuh. Then it's gonna display an option of deploy an agent here. So I already deployed an agent which is active, as you can see, Windows Server 2022, the IP address of the server, the OS and the version, and it's active. So you can deploy as many agents as you want. So let's just go in there. We find more information about the system. Uh, Here is just the system information like the memory, CPU, hostname, stuff like that. Then if we scroll down, I'm sorry about that. It's gonna show you some. Uh, this is a compliance score. So it basically gives you like let me just go in so I can explain further. Yeah, so it shows what um using that PCI DSS score, which is like a not a score. It's not a score. Oh, sorry guys. It's not a score. It's a standard. It's a compliance regulation standard, mainly used for payment gateways and all that. There's different ones. I know there's a GDPR, General Data Protection, NIST, HIPAA, and all that. Then the MITRE attacks shows you the top tactics you need to watch out for. Then there's a vulnerability detection, one critical, one year. I'm just gonna run through all of these because this video is gonna take way too long. Then yeah, this is just the events I ran, not I ran, but this is just the events that occurred earlier. But we're gonna get back to these. So uh, let's just go to our Windows server. Then inside this directory, which is demo. So there's a script. This script is a lateral movement. It's an attacked script. Um, it's a Mimicat simulation basically. Yeah. So this simulates Mimikat's behavior. So just to confirm, let's just run the script. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on the side if I can. Let me see. Let's just drag it to the side. Then, yeah. So, let's just go to threat hunting. That's where we're gonna see the events of the of what's happening on the Windows server. So all the last 24 hours. Let's filter to minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. See 10 minutes. Let's update. Okay, if you have multiple agents, you can actually filter on the specific agents, or you can filter on a lot of stuff. So now, for now, we're just gonna filter on the server itself. So we're gonna choose the server, click save, then yeah, these are all the events. So let's run the script. So the script is running now. It's doing its stuff. So let's just wait for it to finish up. Then we'll take it from there. So there's a lot of phases involved in the script. You see it's doing stuff like identifying the services running on the server, detecting the network information, that network interface, the IP address, MAC address, the active users, the network shares that are on the server. Um, oh, and as we can see here, when RM is enabled, so that's good to run exploits. Um, yeah, so this is the end of the script. So we should now see some activity. So we ran the script around 22:56. So let's just filter on that. So it starts here. Log on success. We can see the rule ID or the event ID as we use on the Microsoft events. So we can see started off here, log on success, discovery, activity spawned via partial execution, Windows command started an abnormal process. These are all the attacks that happened on this server. So as we can see, there's a lot that has happened. So in a normal situation, you would use this to pinpoint and see when the attack started, what it did, and all that. You can use this. That's why I love Wazuh. And here also it shows, it gives you like a nice dashboard, shows you the graphs of what actually happened, As you can see, there was a lot of spikes. This was me before this video. So authentication success, it shows that whoever was trying to attack was successful, and you can also generate a report. I'm actually gonna download this report for my documentation. So yeah, that's just one thing. Then we're going to move on to our Linux machine. We're gonna cd out of here. Then there should be a script here. Yeah, RDP script. As you saw on our vulnerabilities, RDP was one of them. Okay, now it's disconnected, but yeah, RDP was one of the vulnerabilities found on the system. So we're gonna actually use that and use that against the system. That's how attackers do normally, right? So we can just yeah. So we continue with the Linux attack. So let me just show you what's inside the script. I'm not going to explain everything, but it's just an attack script that's going to password crack the system using a tool called Hydra. Yeah, so that's basically it. This is the password list, and yeah, let me just exit out of here. Let's run the script. So here I'm going to enter the IP address of the Windows server or the machine I want to attack. So it's 5, I think. Let me just confirm. No, not sure. Yeah, it's 179. Yeah, so we are correct. Let's just go back to the Linux machine. Gonna enter the IP address. So as it says, RDP brute force, password guessing. These are all the password attempts. You see, we found a successful attempt. Log on. Lab user password is password123 exclamation mark. So the attack is done. So if we go back to our Windows server, we can see we ran the script at 2303. So around this time, yeah. Let me just confirm the times. Yeah, around this time, this is where all the good stuff happened. So this is all the login failures. As we can see, all the attempts of the script running, and we can see a successful login. So yeah, that's the gist of the script. Then it's crazy how Wazuh actually picks this up in a real um in a real okay, yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, as you can see, this is a powerful tool. I understand why it is used by most industries. So it is a good tool. You see 93 hits. Let's just refresh for good measures. As you can see, if just for like if you want to see from a mile away, you can see using the dashboard. There's there's gonna be a lot of spikes. There's gonna be a lot of spikes. So I'll also generate this report because there was a new attack rather. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.